So it's just not like sending your representative in a mission. So you need to identify their country and who's fit for that country. So each country has its own needs, how the people are, how the government is, how you need to really pursue your industry, what kind of a sector you have more in that country. So inshallah, new offices are going to be taken keeping these 5-6 benchmarks in front. And the only reason I am emphasizing on this thing is these are the people who represent us, and they'll be the people who will be representing the whole business community and trying to gain what they can from the other missions. At the same time, like I've said, the reform overall has to be more domestic also. You know, we talk about export surplus all the time, but if you don't have a good domestic trade mechanism, it's very difficult to really achieve and get that extra mile to be a trade surplus. And for that, we are reviving old policy, which was the domestic policy, which was there with the Ministry of Commerce, was kept in a cold storage, reasons well known to people. But we are trying to revive that, engage with the provinces, engage with the industrial departments of provinces and federal authorities to really bring up the supply chain in a better form and enhanced form. With all these things, we have gained quite a good number of numbers in the agriculture side, which really went a little higher, 3.5 billion last year. And especially there was the rice sector where we saw the growth. But I very much believe that there's a lot of potential in the growth of agro-based products in Pakistan. And for that purpose, we had a good AG Expo, which happens every year. But this time we have introduced another expo, which is going to be held next month in Lahore. And that is going to be agri-tech. Technology has to really come in agriculture. So the value chain has to increase, the volume has to increase, the value addition has to increase through technology. And that's one key component which I feel is missing in Pakistan's overall industry. The growth has to come through technology. And for that, there has to be like skill development, industrial growth development, industrial technology development. And these kind of fairs do have to be of certain level where they can attract a lot of good investors to Pakistan. So by keeping these aspects in mind, billion figure that we have that we could achieve in another 4 years' time, in my point of view, if things are done very rightly, it's very much achievable. But at the same time, if we don't address these key challenges and issues of cost of production to energy, to taxation, and other ease of business in Pakistan, then I must say that it will be very difficult to even come closer to it. So by keeping all these things, this is what the Ministry of Commerce has really put forward to the federal government. And with the assistance that we need all these aspects to be addressed also. Plus keeping IT and services on one side. So this is an overall view that we feel if we engage in all these sectors, Pakistan can definitely achieve all these things. But at the same time, my core belief is very much that we need to give the industrial growth in Pakistan. If there's no industrial growth in Pakistan, it's going to be very difficult. So we need to give that space. But I'm sure you all are well aware how our recent negotiations have gone with IMF, which has restricted us to some corners, to some areas where we have not been able to work very freely in many sectors. But I'm sure with as passing day, Pakistan will definitely make its position a little stronger and will be in a better position of renegotiate on few things too.